So, what's the plan? Did you guys like what I did there with the introduction? Trying to get a little bit better about my cinematography. So, what we're going to see in this video is where I'm sorting bag 24, and later on, I'm going to be sorting bag 25, as well. Stick to the end, because I'm going to show you that I'm folding this fabric and putting it into the 10-gallon storage bag. So, let's just kind of discuss what I've got going on here with this one. So after battling that knot that was at the beginning of this bag here, I finally was able to open it. Now, bag 24 is full of larger pieces of fabric, but not full-blown bolts, and definitely nothing like a large swath. But what I was finding in this was some pretty decent cottons, but also a lot of mixed fabric. I've got the heavier weight canvasy material. I've got there were 2 pieces of polyester, and then maybe like a polyester blend pile. So you'll see here where I'm just sorting out these large pieces. And I thought this was going to be a little bit longer to do. So this was originally just going to be a video of bag 24. But then I thought, hey, it's day 25. And maybe I could just go ahead and, what do they call that? I can just go ahead and book in bag number 25 since it's the 25th day. I'm so excited. Technically, if I get through bag 25, that means I'm halfway through the whole fabric stash that I have. The old antelope as well as the new hippo segment. So for this cut, I'm going to move over all the stuff that was in bag 24. I'm not going to worry about putting it into the category piles over on the dresser. Let's just go ahead and now that I'm experienced and open these bags on camera, I went ahead and just took care of the knot before I started filming. Now this has a lot of fabric that is much smaller than the segments that was in bag 24. And it looks like there were some St. Patrick's Day theme going on. There's a big clump of green in this bag. Now in the background, you're going to see where I'm trying to get my mind around the idea of what size to fold these. And there's one bag that I packed. I like that size, so I'm going to go with that uniform standard. The sad thing is that after doing all this film production, I figured out that the bag that I keep all my solid fabric in, all those solids are not in the same format that I ended up going with on this one. So the question is, do I go back, refold all the solid cottons, or do I just kind of let it slide and think, okay, next bag of solids, I will put it into this format. And if it's still bothering me, then I will go back and I will refold everything. But guys, oh my gosh, life is so short, right? And how fickle, how OCD, how much attention to the detail is worth it. Now, there's a lot of gratification that comes with sorting this material. Not only am I seeing the patterns and I'm getting an idea of what I have in my mind, I'm also documenting on these videos. So I can look back on these videos and be like, oh man, where was all that like green St. Patrick's Day material? Well, I'm going to look through the days and figure out where I've got this, and that might help me to locate it quicker. But Who knows? I don't know how I'm going to do the reference. The thing is, I'm getting inspiration on this fabric. So there's a lot of overload in my mind, like creative overload about the fate of these fabrics. Now, okay, so you see this, there's a big chunk of gingham patterns, and I'm going to keep all that and it's in together. So I'm going to keep all the little gingham, but I'm going to put it in with the fabric that has patterns. I think that makes sense. I ended up taking this box to my last quilting meeting and the Quilt Guild meeting, and sat there folding it at one of their large tables. So instead of sitting here at my bed and folding this stuff, I decided to let the hippo come out into the world and get some sunlight and some fresh air. It's a lot of fabric, and it's going to require a lot of storage space. So that is always creeping in the background, guys, is being mindful of where is this fabric going? Do I have room to store all this fabric? If you look up in the foreground, there's this large elastic, I think it came off of a roll like this. Like someone didn't just make this. It almost looks like something you would see on a fitted sheet. Like someone made a fitted sheet and this was going to be like the wrap that would secure it. It's very elasticy. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to incorporate that in my projects. But it was interesting. However, look how much space that's taking up. This would be something that I think I would be interested in selling. Okay, well, besides finding a couple of panels, I'm looking at some of the other material in this bag, and I'm trying to push through. I have sped this video up, but it did take me quite a while, guys, to get through this. And I was really pushing myself. I found a lot of these white pieces. I found some of the smaller cuts. There was a very few, but there was a few bits of flannel in there, and I got to go put that over in the flannel cluster. I started finding cut up pieces of the gingham, and even a few small pieces of polyester, very, very small, in bag 25. And there was a point where I kind of wanted to shut the bag down, you know, pile this stuff up, sort it out a little bit. But I pushed through because I was thinking, nope, I'm going to get through these bags. I'm halfway through my stash. This is a big accomplishment. And I wanted to film that for you guys. I wanted to let you see the transparency. Like, okay, well, yep, 50 kitchen bags full of material. What does that look like? And once I get it folded and sorted, what is it going to look like? It's going to be in a lot better condition than it was when it came to me. And, you know, when it came to me, it was in like ripped up Kroger bags, and it was dusty and full of pins, all mixed up. Now it's going to be orderly. When you have an orderly environment, not only are you able to keep it maintained and cleaned, but it's more inspiring. Things are easier to get to, and the more accessible the workspace, the more creativity can happen. I'm having to think of putting the horse before I get the cart, and y'all are walking with me through this, and I really appreciate y'all doing that. Okay, so look at this. What is this? It came and it had a rubber band on it, so I'm not sure what to do with it. It's kind of a flannel material, and all the colors are all matching, but I don't know, is it supposed to be used for sashing? Comment below if you know what it is. Just as promised, here is the empty bag. Yay, me! And this is the bag I'm filling. This is the 10-gallon Ziploc bag. I've shown y'all the box several times in previous videos, but for all my new people. Alright, so here's the box, fresh from the Quilt Guild, and it's got my material in there folded. See how I've got that lined up? I haven't discovered yet if I have to fill a paper ream box, and it equals the same length as the 10-gallon. But what I do is I stand the 10-gallon bag up on its side like this. Like I try to get it to pose, get it to stand up for itself, and then I just start laying the fabric in there. Now when you fold it a certain way, kind of like a tri-fold, or it doesn't really matter as long as it looks in this format. So here's that stash of gingham, all tidied up, all folded in the same width. I'm going to put that on the edge. So if I go looking for gingham, it's going to kind of be in this cluster. Ooh, that's a good word, cluster. Yeah, clusters of gingham, clusters of flannel, clusters of polyester squares. So much polyester. But there wasn't a lot of polyester in bag 25, so day 25 turned out to be a pretty good day. And you'll see where I just adjust the bag a little bit. Put in the next stack. Look how crisp those corners are. I'm very proud of myself. This looks like a great format. I can almost see that if I had to have some of this stash like visible, like if my bedroom door was open and company and guests were walking through and they saw these 10-gallon bags stacked neatly in a certain section of the room, I think that would look visually interesting. Like, oh wow, look, here's the sewing machine and all this bright, beautiful natural light coming in, and oh wow, look at this inventory of fabric. These 10-gallon bags, I'm hoping if I'm putting all this folded fabric in as like a brick format, that it's going to stack neatly. So that's going to that will hopefully be discovered in future videos. First thing I got to do is get all this stuff packed before I stack. Another interesting thing to observe is going to be just how much stack there's going to be. It's going to be something to see, everybody. Make sure you keep watching. Thanks.